Welcome back. This is Aaron, and I finally got my samurai rotation in. Next, I'll be doing my monk rotation, and let me know after that if you'd rather see the range DPS or if you'd rather see the caster DPS after that. I'm gonna lump the ninja in with the range DPS because most of their accessories I believe share, so I'm just trying to get gear sets out of the way and make it as efficient as possible. Not much more to say right now, so I'm just going to get right into the samurai rotation. One of the things that I like about the samurai is I think they got a little bit more burst DPS in this expansion. Hagakure is not used for getting more gauge, really, because it only gives you 15. 5 for each sun that's demolished, basically. And Ikishoten is basically the new gauge filler, and it doesn't use up any sen, so it's just a gauge filler, and it's really nice. So what I do for my opener is first I use Hakaze and of course get some gauge built up, so I use Ikishoten, but I don't use it right away because I want to wait for all my buffs to get up. So then I get the Shifu and Kasha combo out of the way. Then I go into the Gekko combo, but after Jinpu, I use Kaiten, and I do a Higanbana right after Jinpu. And then right after that, I use Senei, which is the new single target, which shares a cooldown with Guren. And after that, I use Gekko. Then I use Shisui, so that I can just go right into getting a Setsugekka done, along with the Tsubame-Gaeshi. I'm gonna mess up these words so much. Oh geez. But yeah, I get the Shisui in, and then I do Yukikaze, then Kasha, and then I do Kaiten to upgrade the Setsugekka to do more damage. And after that, I use the first Shinten, which is when you get enough gauge to use a Shinten without having to use it on Kaiten or Senei. Then Tsubame-Gaeshi after the Setsugekka to get the basically Kaiten Setsugekka again. They're the same potency. And then I get, after that, to finish off the Shisui, I do Yukikaze, because the 1, 2, 3 combos have a higher average DPS for those, so I'd rather just get Yukikaze out of the way and then do the combos that are going to give me a little bit more DPS. There's not a lot of like double weaving for samurai, and but I do have like a lot of little things that you kind of want to keep an eye on. After you get done with that opener, you want to keep your buffs up. Ikishoten and Senei, you want to keep those on cooldown, unless you're fighting multiple enemies. You want to use Guren instead, because Guren will get you more potency out of it if it's even 2 monsters instead of 1. Use your extra gauge on Shinten when you can, or Seigan, which is actually a little bit more DPS. Like whenever you take damage, you get a 220 potency attack that is only 15 gauge. It's a little more DPS than the Shinten, so use that over Shinten if you can, because the more of those you use, the better it'll be. Use Third Eye when you can to reduce damage that you take, and also to allow you to use Seigan, and again use that over Shinten if you can. Yaten, if you have to move away from the boss, use that, and then Gyoten to get back. I would not use an Enpi unless you're staying away from the boss for an extended period of time where it's going to break your combo. Or if you don't have, or if you finished your combo, you can use an MP then too. But if you're still mid combo, you just want to kind of use Gyoten to get back and then just complete your combo. I would only use meditation if you cannot hit anything. MP will do more damage if you have to stay away from the boss for extended periods of time. MP will do more damage, or the same amount of damage, basically. Actually more, because it's not... The meditation ticks every 3 seconds, when NP will tick every, like, 2.4 whatever. So you get a few, like, extra seconds on... almost extra seconds on MP when you're damaging the boss than when you're just doing meditation. So I would only use meditation if you cannot hit anything with any attack. Pretty much, even the extra attack that you get from doing meditation will be out damaged by just using MP over and over and over, because MP also gives you 10 gauge. Meditation will only give you like 50 gauge throughout the whole thing. So I mean, it's like MP will give you gauge faster, and NP will do more damage over time. So unless, like I said, unless you can't hit anything, I would use NP over meditation. Overall, it looks like they took away the need to use Hakaze for getting more gauge, so you can get more Setsugekkas in, which is nice. And for pretty much, I don't really see a need to like use 2 CDs between GCDs. So I think like Samurai is a pretty like laid back class for the most part. I mean, unless Ikishoten comes back up and you have like Shintens to burn or something. But then again, you're probably not double weaving those. But I mean, other than that, unless I missed something like really, really ridiculously important, I think this is probably a pretty good setup.